Nah, look at us. We're all together again. Must be a new year. It's Pinder, it's me, and it's him.
Rabbit.
Yeah, Rabbit. That's right. That's how that goes. Your first, well, not your first, well, yeah, I guess first appearance of the new year. Not your first post Drinky show appearance, but first in a bit. How are things?
I'm well. You're talking to me, I assume, because you saw Rhett yesterday.
That's correct. Yep.
We are in the final days and stages of Aussie Invasion, Christmas 2024-25.
So it's not called Christmas; it's called Aussie Invasion now. That's the
bit of both at our house for sure. But we sent one Australian to the airport at 6:30 this morning, and the other two will be leaving on Monday.
So
not deported, all by their own just decision, time to leave, criminal activity.
And sent. So that means in a vehicle that somebody else was driving, or
yes.
Excellent. That's too early to be driving someone.
It's way too early.
The wife died. Oh, what? It's her last chance. So
yeah.
Ride. Was it cold out today anyway?
No, nice day out. Yeah. Nice day for sure. So despite it being that long of a stay, is it still kind of tears to say goodbye?
For them it is, because they're other continent, other side of the world away. So you're just like, is it going to be years? Is it going to be months? Is it going to be a decade? Will I ever see you again? There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's very dramatic.
Yeah. Very dramatic. Yeah.
Heart-wrenching, tear-jerking, all that.
We were wondering kind of wondering aloud yesterday if this was the type of thing, because you like to socialize, you love this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if this was maybe one scenario where maybe, just maybe, even you could hit the point where enough is enough.
No, but under different circumstances, it could be. These are like 30-year-old fun, unchildrened humans. If these were like...
So having kids is what holds you back.
Having kids is what makes everyone miserable and tired and irritable, and it's an amazing, horrible decision to make. Yeah. So they're not there yet. They're not saddled with that weight. They're well rested. They're up for activities, fun.
It's
still
quite a
hope.
take.
So smart, really, when you think about it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. If there was anything else that you made a conscious decision in your life that would cost the amount and just lack of sleep, loss of income, irritability, all of that. Well, get an operation, get it cut out or whatever it is, because it's clearly no good for your well-being.
Right. Yeah. Oh, but it's so rewarding, Dean.
It is. Yeah. It is Barn Burner, a presentation of Bet365, the official gaming partner of Barn Burner and Afterburner. When you sign up for a new account, use the promo code NATION when you do. It's the world's largest sports betting platform, after all. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And our super chat, as always, is up and running inside the YouTube. And you can know in your heart that whatever financial donation you make, we distribute that to the youth centers of Calgary.
I'm not spending it on mushrooms. It's going to a good cause.
Good, yeah. Yeah, that's right. I don't even know. I was thinking yesterday, did we get helmets on? It was a game day, because I don't know, we weren't prepared. It seemed like maybe the Flames weren't totally prepared.
No, you said let's get the helmets on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I got to thinking last night.
Gambler get his mask on because maybe he thought it was a helmet. Like, was he ready?
Yeah.
Confused. He did look a little.
We've kind of had the chat.
2025. 2025. He wasn't sure about this.
Yeah.
2025.
New year, same Vladar.
Had a lead, had a lead in the hockey game.
Very well in hand at one point. Yes.
Third period lead. Again, what does that they say? Worst lead in hockey, but it wasn't even 2 goals. It was just a single goal, because I got to thinking as they scored 2 in a hurry there in the third. So what happened? Was there did I miss something? Do I need to back up the PVR? What do I got to do here? Because clearly things have gone sideways in a hurry. Now, you were at the game.
Yeah.
What's your firsthand observation?
Well, I just sort of felt they'd win that game if Wolf was in. I don't know that like if I'm trying to make too much of it, but they weren't great, but they weren't bad, and they showed a bit of moxie getting back into that game, and they needed a couple saves there they didn't get. I was surprised they didn't start Wolf. It's kind of 2020, hindsight 2020 when you talk about it today, but I wasn't on the show yesterday. That if you just looked at how they've picked their goalie all year, that was a Wolf start based on essentially everything since that 5-game winning streak to start the year. They've sort of done a win and you're in. If you've played well in a win, you go back in. And back-to-backs are obvious exceptions, but that he was great against Vancouver, was he not? And then why are we going to because Utah pumped Wolf in October? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, I don't know. To the point, we almost didn't even really kind of get to it yesterday, because that's kind of the way it has been. If you play well, you win. Certainly shutouts, but you just. Yeah. So when the announcement came out, morning skate, so, okay, well, maybe that isn't as odd as it maybe seems. But yeah, I don't know why the go to Vladar.
And that's fine. Like, you can try to get him going, but it just feels like the more we look at this, the bigger the gap is between the two, especially on home ice where Wolf's been sensational.
Yeah, one guy's definitely playing better.
Yeah,
and you can get into who's playing the second half of back-to-backs and who's getting tougher opponents and all of that. And there's some merit to that. Yeah, but I almost wonder last night, because Huska was asked after the game about Vladar. He said, "Well, I certainly didn't like the first goal, but beyond that, he didn't really have a whole lot to say." But
I didn't like the fourth goal.
Yeah, I didn't like the fourth goal.
Tipped that fourth goal?
No, I didn't see the replay, but yeah, that's a good question. It just looked like he whiffed with the glove, didn't it? I mean,
because he's coming in on the right side here.
Does Weegar get a stick? You know what I mean?
Like, he might.
Yeah. Because I was the same way. I'm like, that's horseshit.
But I also look where he ends up. Look where he's playing this
sliding out in the middle of nowhere.
That's the one thing that is
where
just
the fuck is he going?
But that's why I think Weegar tipped it. Honestly, that's why I think Weegar tipped it, because I think he's reading the angle of the stick and whatever these effing goalies.
Look where he slides to Dean's point.
Like, he's good to there, but
how do you end up over there? And so, it's just that he's so much bigger and different than Wolf. Wolf can't get that much out of position, or he allows 15 goals a night at any league. Like, because Wolf's so small, his positioning's like perfect. And Vladar, you're like, where are you going?
Yeah, well, if Dan wants to continue to play that type of positional goaltending, I think he might give up 15 as well.
Yeah, that was the thing when I watched it. He sure seems as though he is far away from his crease or the blue paint as this puck is going into the net. And still, you might be right, Retro, from a different angle. Maybe it is, because he's going so far to his right. There's nothing but daylight to his left if Krause happens to shoot and hit that part of the net. So it was clearly headed in that. Anyway, the first goal, probably not great. The Cooley is a backdoor kind of a tap in on a power play.
It's wide open there.
Keller goal is a pretty amazing redirect into the top shelf. But again, they scored 3.
Yeah. At 3-2, it felt good because they had 20 minutes to play. And it's like, man, if they can get that elusive fourth, this feels like a W. And instead, it's like, oh, no. Couple quickies from Utah. Now they have to score 5. Wow,
it's a big ask.
I had forgotten about the 3-goal thing, Dean. I took a break. I had Christmas and New Year's. The 3-goal thing has reared its head again. I totally forgot.
No, they had a 3-2 lead. At that point, it goes 3-3. It's like, okay, overtime. Who's going to go in the shootout? What are we going to 4-3? Well,
oh boy,
Nashville on Saturday, I guess is what it's going to be. Damn it. Yeah, they don't put a lot of fear into goaltenders, as you've said, and we've all kind of said. Who's the villain on the chalkboard or the whiteboard for opposing teams when you come in? It's now, guys, fellas, listen. Turn the music off. Sit down. This guy, we can't let this guy kill us. He's world class. He is all offense. And if we can just, you know what? Let's look at this line. If we can take this line, and just neutralize them, I think we got a shot in here tonight, boys. But if we let those guys run around, we're effed.
Jeff Rimmer used to say it in Florida with Rob Niedermeyer. You can only hope to contain them.
That's right.
Yeah. Like, so
it's all you can do.
That's Rob.
So who's our Rob Niedermeyer? Like, who is actually, maybe we got too many Rob Niedermeyer.
Yeah.
I liked the construction of the lines, but it just looks like 3 second lines or a second line and 2 third lines. Like, there's nothing close to a top line. Speaking of brothers,
being my brother is really the only gift you need. It's nice.
Is that what Rob gave Scott?
The boys gave each other mugs.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, heartwarming for sure.
I'm trying to find it. Like, they've scored
Well,
4 goals. They scored 6 against Chicago, December 21. And that's it for more than 3.
And that was just, I mean,
regulation.
That's such an outlier game. I
I
thought it was going to be awful for the Flames. It ended up being awful for Chicago because they're really awful. 2 in the afternoon, right before Christmas, that whole thing. But yeah, this is.
You make a good point. Who is the guys that, I mean, Huberdeau's. Let's bring up Huberdeau to Pinder, see what kind of response we get. Leading
He's
the
looking
team.
better, man. I don't know. I've kind of been, I don't want to get too excited about small samples, but all of a sudden it's like, shit, he keeps scoring and he
half a season.
He looks invested here, fellas. And he said it. He thinks he's playing the best hockey of his career. And clearly he's not going to get 115 points, but I think more to his thought process there. Like, they've turned him into a good defensive player, which he was absolutely not in Florida. I don't think he's a star, but he's pulling the rope in the right direction here on a night-to-night basis. He's consistent, and you notice him. That's a complete 180. Last December, like 13 months ago, 1 point. And you watch him now, and you're like, I see him every shift. He's going. He's using his shoulders. He's going to the net. He's shooting it. I've been really impressed.
Yeah, this has to be one of those conversations that we have amongst ourselves. Don't let people in other markets or other media outlets hear us talking, because it'll be, okay, so, well, gosh, best career of his career. And he's got 29 points in 38 games. Nate McKinnon, he's not.
No.
But to your point, over the last couple of years, there were long stretches, I would say the bulk of it, where
is he?
You didn't see him. You didn't notice him. If you did, it was a bad backhand bullshit pass to the middle that got turned over. He was down the chart in terms of team scoring.
You could have put him in the stands.
Yeah, there was absolutely no consequence if he was in or out. And right now, he is to that extent a difference maker for them. He's making things happen.
Yeah, and it's brought Kadri to life a bit. You're seeing him score a little more of late. He's still kind of, you take the good with the bad with Naz. Like, he sometimes doesn't like to share the puck or takes risks you wouldn't love. And then Pospisil gives you speed on that other. Like, I really like the composition of the lines. They're just all second, third lines right now, right? There's no. It's back to the start. Like, they don't have a star on this team.
But they still can't score 4 the odd time?
I guess not. I don't know. I mean,
4?
Who's going to score 30 on this team?
Maybe. You know what? New Year's resolution. This year, we're going to score 4 in a game.
Well, didn't last night.
No, great chance last night.
Had a chance. Got
what did they have?
Let's get 1 in 20.
Just 1 a period, boys, and then find 1 more anywhere else.
Just get
even
our
2 in the same period, maybe.
We're being very cheeky. Very cheeky. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think they're bad. I didn't think they're great. Utah's huge, man. Like, being there.
They are big.
I didn't realize. Like, I don't think they're necessarily good. Like, I think they're definitely a bubble team, but they're huge. Like, there's a lot of monster humans, and they still haven't got those 2 kids they took in the first round in Nashville, Dean, when we were there. And they're both monsters. Like, the 2 Russians that are like 6'6" and 6'5". Like, this is Clayton Keller, wee man, and a bunch of giants out there.
Yeah, Lawson Krause has worked out great for them. He's not had a terrific season, but he's an impactful guy. Cooley's a very good player. We know about Keller. He's been a guy for a while now. Big on the back end. That's 27 minutes, I think it was last night for Sergachev, 27-14. So that's, he's getting his ice. Yeah, I don't know if they're that good. Talking to Frank, he kind of thought when you look at the Western Conference for the Flames, if you're looking, well, who are we in a battle here for? He thinks that Utah is going to be one of those teams when it's said and done that's going to be there fighting for it with if the Flames are there or whatever.
I think they're a bubble team, but I don't know who they're knocking out. Like, I think if Vancouver ever gets their shit together, they're a much better team than Utah.
You keep saying this, fella.
But they're the shit together.
And I don't know
about trading guys, and they're missing their 2 best defensemen for at least the next 2 weeks. One of them.
Tell me about this Vancouver team, Ryan, because I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Well, apparently JT Miller and Elias Pettersson, they ain't friends.
Jack, I've got that now. Meant to get to it yesterday, didn't, because right now Quinn Hughes, he's out. He's week to week with an upper body. Elias Pettersson, he's injured. Last night, Thatcher Demko hurt again, leaves the hockey game.
No,
not the knee, but he's
my back.
I almost did that earlier. I was moving.
Yeah,
I got a bit of a hitch in my giddy up. That's what he said post game.
That's right.
But there's some issues there to the point that even the manager general Patrick Alvin came out the other day and said, I'm kind of paraphrasing now. For you got the money, Elias. You get the contract, and that's great. But
Yeah.
it doesn't end there. You kind of got to keep going. It's not like you haven't won anything. Haven't really accomplished that. We got come on now. We got to get things
Stop
going.
your goddamn whining.
That's right. I believe in him. I believe that he's capable. He needs to mature and understand that there are certain expectations. It does not get easier. You need to face the music when things don't go well. Is a trade possible? I guess I would say anything is possible.
Craig, there's your point.
Oh my God, there's your centerman.
Craig.
Lots of cap space. He's only 26.
The right
just turned
age.
26.
Craig.
Now, what the hell would it take? Oh, everything. Okay, well, that's tough.
Oh, what do we have? Give
Well,
him
so what says? I guess I would say anything is possible. Is that what he said at the end there? So, okay, it's possible. Well, I hate to see him go, but all right. Let's see.
Well, and the question in Vancouver is like, okay, like I certainly would say that today JT Miller is the player you want.
Well, I take JT Miller too, Craig.
Right. Craig. 5 years older than Elias.
Don't care.
They're trying to figure Elias out because he's heading into his prime. JT's this is the second
Craig.
team he's rotted the room on, maybe the third.
Former Flame Brad Richardson. Remember he was a Flame for about 9 minutes? He came out this week. I think it was on the Missing Curfew podcast.
Okay.
And he said, that JT Miller, he's pretty fucking tough on Elias Pettersson. I won't lie to you. He's pretty hard on this guy. And this was years ago. Because he was played there. He's like, this guy's an animal. He's a dog. He's got a huge heart, but you're going to have to maybe ease up on this kid a little bit. Maybe JT Miller.
Elias has got to toughen up too, right? Like I know Reds would say
I
that.
still remember last year, the playoffs. That's what set me off in his interviews when he had the full pout going.
Well, he was full, yes, whiny pants. Well, I think we got it here. We got Dregs standing by. We'll get the Dregs, but we'll go in with this one. This is the Brad Richardson clip from Missing Curfew.
Let me tell you this, and I'll be honestly super honest with you. And I've had this, and I was in that dressing room with those guys. I love JT, love him. He's a fucking animal. But I even told him, I said, "Hey, you're too hard on this kid.
Yeah,
you're too hard on him." And I said, I know you're saying exactly what I think, but he's a kid that doesn't take when you're on him. He's gonna shut it down. I told him like, "Hey, you're gonna lose this guy if you keep doing it."
Well, you were
that's what I said to him. And JT he's the man, but there is a lot of tension, and something's gonna give. I guarantee you. And I'm not saying you have to love every guy on your team. It helps, but something's gonna give there. So we'll see.
There comes some pressure, right? And
no, 100%.
Richie, I love JT Miller, and if there is a problem between the two of them, if I'm the GM, I'm trading Pettersson. I don't care what anyone says in Vancouver. I love JT Miller.
All right, well, there you go. Get
What's
so there you have it. That's Brad Richardson, his thoughts on that. We go to the Insider Hotline, a presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for all residential plumbing, heating, and cooling services. 403-219-4100. Check them out online at crystalclearcalgary.com. Our insider from TSN is Darren Dreger, who I'm sure that's not the first time you're seeing or hearing those comments. It's been, boy, I feel like it's another one of those things. We talk about the Rangers every time we get you on. We talk a little bit about other,
Sabres.
And it's Vancouver again. Now, it's not like Richardson was just a Canuck. This is going back. This is going back a ways. But we were kind of talking about it. Pinder was saying, if they get things right, it's like, well, Hughes is out and Pettersson is out, and there's still this rift that's now. Demko gets hurt last night. It feels like they're chasing their tail, and they're not catching up to it at any point. It's not going well there in Vancouver.
Comment from Brad. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that dates back to his time there and his experience, but his experience matters because he was in the room and he gave us an excellent account of what he thought of JT Miller. Loves him. I think we can all appreciate the hockey player that JT Miller is, the character that he is. He's a throwback, right? You want to rewind the clock 20 years ago, 15 years ago, if you want to be that recent. I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 of those guys. Rhett can attest to that in a room or more if you were a deep and experienced team ready to roll. And guys expected to be held accountable, and more often than not, they responded or they were weeded out. In this case, you've got a high-skilled player in Elias Pettersson. Now, the one thing I have heard is, and this might date back to Brad's experience, when he came into the league, he was what you would expect. a high-skilled forward, right? Didn't have man strength, didn't have the mental strength. He was a rookie. He was a kid. He's just trying to find his way and earn a spot full time in the National Hockey League. So the sense that I'm getting now is, and some close are questioning whether or not he has been willing to put in the work, and whether or not that stubbornness is now costing him, both in the relationship factor when you look inside that dressing room and on ice as well. You know, is he physically as strong as you need to be to win the puck battles, to protect the puck, to get net front, to do all the things? So there's a hockey component to this. And then there's the stubbornness side of it that, you know, has been presented to me. So I can appreciate where they're at in Vancouver, but given his contract, it's difficult to pinpoint how this is going to end, because if Elias Pettersson comes off injury and all of a sudden he takes stock and responsibility for his game and he develops very quickly into the player that many expect and believe he can be, well, Vancouver's got a real good piece there, right? If he doesn't, that's a tough contract, fellas.
Boy, it's a lot of noise there, isn't it? It's we get wound up and we get excited about stuff and we see it come up in the media. But it was a couple weeks ago. It was Petey. You guys, all you want to do is talk about Petey. And true, it was not a very good look. The Vancouver Canucks are into round 2 of the playoffs, and he's kind of moping around. And meanwhile, the rest of the team is like they're playing great. They're possibly headed to the Western Conference Final. And then Alvin makes comments earlier this week. Maybe it comes around, but it has all the makings of a young player needs a new setting, got to get out of there and have a fresh start somewhere, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But the problem is, again, like, not to revisit the Buffalo rumors, you know, going back a few weeks. And by the way, if you watch, you know, Buffalo and Colorado, Bo Byram was sensational in that game. Now they gagged on a 3-0 lead. That's another story. But you know, if we're willing to entertain the possibility of what trade discussions between Vancouver and Buffalo look like back then, not saying that they're still there, and we're willing to consider that Pettersson could have been part of that. You know, maybe the view of Kevin Adams and management in Buffalo is, okay, well, you want a top player from us, and that's Byram, and you want another player who we're pretty fond of in Dylan Cousins. The problem is we don't look at Elias Pettersson as being a top player. And I mean, in fairness, and that's the messaging, not specific to those guys. I'm just painting this picture in this scenario based on what was wildly speculated on, and the denials coming out of Vancouver at every level were extreme, right? So when you get that level of denial, then you know that you've flicked a nerve, and there's more to it than what's gone on. So we'll see how it all pans out. But look, I mean, Vancouver has to feel like they're in a state of urgency. And, you know, you're looking at Quinn Hughes and the uncertainty as to how long he's going to be out. Is it 2 weeks? Is it 3 weeks? What is it? Hopefully sooner than that, because, you know, he truly is their star. And, you know, prior to his injury, Vancouver openly talked about needing a top 4 defenseman and another forward. So, you know, let's see if they slip and slide here a little bit, then all of a sudden now you look at Patrick Allvin and Jimmy Rutherford and wonder whether or not they're going to do something that maybe they don't love, but they just feel that they need to get done.
Okay, so we saw the end of that clip. Like, I think everyone's on the same page right now. JT Miller's a better player. He turns 32 in March. Yeah. There's 5 years left on that deal.
No move clause.
Just 26. And I'm not saying that you're going to move either of these guys. They're not easy deals to make, but like, how would you approach that? Quinn Hughes is not in his twilight. He's got lots of his prime. Right. Do you not have to keep the younger player and make it work?
No, you don't. You know, again, I guess one other element I would throw into the mix here is coaching. You know, you've got Rick Tocchet, who's on a short contract, and I think he's got an option remaining on his contract, right? So if Rick Tocchet is the long-term head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, that's a different conversation for me, because I think that he would love all of his forwards to play the way that JT plays. I mean, you guys saw that firsthand the other night, right? I mean, motivated. He was physical. He was doing everything that you love because he's that type of player that drags you into the fight. If you can't get Pettersson to, I was going to say, play the way you need him to play, well, you're probably not going to do that if you're Rick Tocchet. But if he's not going to play the way that you need him to play, then he's at least got to contribute offensively on a regular basis. If he's not doing either, well, then the birth certificate doesn't matter to me. And in JT Miller's case, I don't have Pettersson's contract in front of me, but I know that Miller, because just coming out of the freeze, there was another wave of speculation around JT Miller. So you poke around, you check in, and Miller, of course, has the no move clause. And to date, he has not been asked to consider moving. And I think he likes Vancouver. So it could come down to he versus he, and let's see how it all plays out in the near future.
Yeah. And also Pettersson has the full no move. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, it's a lot left for both of those guys. For JT Miller, it's his expires at the end of the 29-30 season. He's making $8 million, and Pettersson's, he's a big money guy already. He's making 11.6. But that's maybe how you get franchise centers. It's not often teams get disgruntled and their GM is out there in the open talking about, maybe there's a trade. We'll have to see.
Well, and I'm never going to question Jimmy Rutherford or, in this case, the general manager in Patrick Allvin, because he's being mentored by Jimmy. Normally a deal like this, if we're talking about Pettersson, would happen in the offseason where you've got more flexibility. Now, again, because of the no move clause, if they get to that place where they decide they're going to try and trade him, he's not going anywhere. He doesn't want to go. He's not going for the sake of change. I can't imagine that the issue, if there is still an issue with JT Miller, is so extreme that he's like, just get me out of here and put me wherever. That doesn't feel right. But you do have more flexibility and more options when you get into the off season. So time all around on this file.
Okay, can we wade into the disaster that was a second consecutive fifth place finish for Canada at the World Juniors, a tournament where they had more first round picks available for them to take to the tournament than anyone else, a tournament where we used to expect it was gold or bust, and a tournament where they had very, very highly criticized roster build, coaching staff. Like, what's the aftermath today that you see, Dregs?
Well, significant. If we lean even a little bit on social media, some of it is just downright nasty. And I don't educated hockey fans in this country, and I understand the disappointment. I think collectively we're all disappointed because it's a fun tournament to watch, especially when you've got, Canada again poised to go head to head in a medal round game with Team USA. That's not going to happen. I don't like some of the stuff that is thrown at the individual players. These players are put in position by their coaching staff. In this case, head coach Dave Cameron. They're asked to play a role that they probably don't entirely play on their respective team in major junior hockey. So that can be a challenge. So what will happen, if not today, then in the aftermath, is we all start to pick apart, not just the roster and how it was constructed, but geographically how it was put together. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there were 14 OHL guys. Is that right? Two QMJHL. Yeah. And Pinelli's on that team, of course, with the Ottawa 67s. So it's so easy now to second guess. What confused me is, though, as a head coach, as a coaching staff, one of your main responsibilities is making sure that there's a clear understanding of how the game is going to be played. You can't force goals in the net, but the fact that this team just couldn't find their discipline, that was a challenge for me. And then look, I know Bob and O'Dog and Cheryl and James Duthie kind of took the officiating to task last night after the major on Baudin and then the late penalty on Gibson. Baudin, I felt like that was at least a minor penalty, not a major. You can probably burn that one off early. Given how twitchy the officiating was in that game, I don't know how Gibson would take the run that he did at that point in a 3-3 hockey game. So the message of discipline was never never received by the players. And why is that? And then we see Gavin McKenna thrown up on the top line in desperation in the third line. And he was the best player on the ice for a limited point of time. So, yeah, there's a ton of second guessing. And guys, it'll get amplified 1,000-fold now if Canada doesn't do well at the Four Nations Faceoff, because even though the two aren't connected, they certainly do travel under the brand of Hockey Canada, and everyone will be questioned at that point.
Is it just so, Matt? Sorry, Ryan. Do you want to go?
I just want to say to Dave Cameron, if you got something on the coaching, hit it, Rhett.
It was mine was a bit of both. So, is the criticism of the team the coaching staff, and the message they were trying to put out? Is the criticism of the team how they pick the players, and why do they do that way? Why is it allowed? Like, I criticize it because I think Hockey Canada goes about and just does whatever the hell they want, and they don't really feel like they've got to answer the things,
right?
Which is fine. That's but it's a very odd way of doing business, and I don't know why. But that's what I was going to say. You don't always win either.
No,
that's fine. You don't always win. Like, so that's fine. But they do it too often where it's like, we'll do what we want. We don't have to answer to you. I mean, you can go back to the first Olympics in Japan and stuff. Like, there's always these odd, what the F is going on?
Yeah, I'm with you. And, it's impossible not to look at the coaching staff and apply some level of blame when you look at the roster based on how heavily influenced it was to the East. Right. But then I think of the men who are involved in the decision making of that roster, and guys that we're very familiar with: Brent Seabrook, Scotty Walker, Al Murray's been around for a bazillion years. What I don't know is, at the end of the day, who ultimately makes those calls, right? When you're leaving Zane Parekh and Carter Yakimchuk, at least again, I mean, there was a health issue that aligned with him not going. I can understand that. But when you're leaving top drafted players at home, then that pretty much eliminates the margin of error, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, you've got to be so locked and loaded on this roster and how they're going to play. And for me, that's the most confusing part. Until it was hair on fire desperation in the third period against the Czechs, I don't think that we ever in this tournament saw Canada play with any sort of measured attack. And I went through the preliminary round. This is a head shaker for me. In the 4 preliminary round games that Canada played, Canada did not one time win player of the game. The opposing teams won all 4 player of the game measures. Now, maybe that doesn't mean a whole lot, but isn't that borderline shocking?
Not if it's the goalie for the other teams.
Yeah. Well, and that's fair because they did run into some terrific goaltending, but come on, given the level of talent that Canada had access to, they had to find a way. Now we're getting into the realm of coaching here. I don't think they were on the ice from December 31st to January 2nd.
They didn't practice.
How is that possible? They're tired.
Practice and they canceled morning skate. Like, what is the job of the coach? If he's saying the discipline's up to the players and they're too tired to practice, like, are you just standing there looking like a thumb? Like, how do you not put teammates together? How do you not put McKenna around talent until you're down 3-1? How do you not, like, even the challenge that was they took more penalties than anyone in the tournament. The worst of them was that bleeping challenge that's clearly not getting overturned by international officials, and he had all the momentum in the world. Like, Dave Cameron's toast. If he gets another job, I'm stunned. And we saw it here. It was brutal. It was the Brouwer play, Troy Brouwer on a bleeping power play. It was disaster. Right. I don't know how this guy has the gig. And 2 years in a row, they get pumped by a country that has nowhere near the access to talent that Canada does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we'll continue chewing on this, I suppose. Until and watching the Americans hoist gold.
Probably gonna happen.
Successfully defending for the second time ever. Well, I guess it'd be for the first time ever. And look, I'm not sure they're gonna win. The team from Czechia, and that's what should maybe overshadow the criticism that is being heaped on Team Canada. They lost to a better team. I wasn't prepared to call Czechia the underdog going into that one. I wasn't. How can you, based on how inconsistent Team Canada played to the point going into the quarterfinal and the fact that they lost to the same team a year ago? So, now, but I guess what's good, like Team USA has so much swagger. Like you almost feel like you got to jump in the shower after watching these kids score goals and celebrate, but they're good. And if they win gold, then they deserve to carry that swagger and all the arrogance that they can bring.
Canada got blown out at the Spangler as well, didn't they? Over the holiday, they played about 2 or 3 games there, and then they had to just jet back home. So tough time for the Maple Leaf boys. We need a summit.
We need a summit.
Yeah, we need the Four Nations all of a sudden, Dean. That'll right all the wrongs.
Yeah. And if you want to see some cocky Americans, perhaps buckle up for that one too, because they are young and feeling good.
Well, but the narrative going into the World Juniors, and it was just to wrap a bow on this thing, it was because of the players they left off the roster. Why are you overthinking it? And the same thing applies to the men, potentially applies to the men. I love Anthony Seravalli, hell of a hockey player. Tampa Bay probably doesn't win Stanley Cups without him playing and involved and as responsible as he is. Seth Jarvis, I'd like to have him on my team if I was a general manager. I'm not taking those guys ahead of Zach Hyman. Sorry, I'm just not. So I just think that we're in that danger place under the umbrella of Hockey Canada where there's a high level of overthinking going on in building these teams. I envision Billy Guerin picking that Team USA after about 3 conversations with his group, putting his feet up and going, we're done. I don't need to think about this until they drop the puck.
Yeah. It's a good spot to be in. That's the Canada spot.
I'll put the most talented players I have on the ice and see what happens.
See what happens.
Crazy idea. Take your best players, Red. Is that you should be saying it from the mountaintops?
No.
Hey, I remember 2014 Sochi. Didn't Rick Nash? I mean, he was brought over as a penalty killer.
06, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sochi, 14. Yeah,
Sochi, yeah. I mean, he was brought over as a penalty killer. I mean, good players can play different roles. You just bring the best available and let's see how it all sorts itself out with good coaching.
So you take Rick Nash ahead of Rob Zamner. That's what you're saying?
Poor Rob Zamner. All he did was get picked to it.
But he has a punchline.
He gets his name called. I can't go because if we don't win, if we shit ourselves, I'm gonna hear it's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the guy that missed in the shootout. Not it's gonna be my fault for the rest of time. Looking at the overall standings, we saw Vegas last week. It was 3-0, and it probably flattered the Flames.
Yeah,
they just are cruising right now.
Really
Winnipeg, they don't win last night. We've talked a bit about Washington. Still stunning that they're where they're at. Minnesota, you talk about Billy Guerin. There's some teams that I don't know if you're not paying close attention and watching on a daily basis, it might. Oh, Vegas is they are back right there. Washington, that's Minnesota. I knew they were playing well, but there's some teams here that are just very methodically putting points in the win column.
Yeah, and look, if you want to start with Washington, I mean, for me, they're the surprise team of the year, and I guess just because they've been able to maintain it, I want to give some love here. We just kind of beat up the coaching of Team Canada. Give some love to Spencer Carberry, and not because of how balanced that team seems to be. Like this guy holds his players accountable, but in an acceptable way. Like he talks to his players on a day-by-day basis, but he also has the history that dates back into the American League with Protas and McMichael and some of these younger pieces that are now NHL ready, and they're ready to be impactful. And they are. Their goaltending is stabilized. I don't know what the hell they put in Alex Ovechkin's drink, throughout the off season, but he came ready to play this year. And his conditioning was much improved. Of course, the fractured leg, set him back, but he's returned healthy and ready to roll. They're just a terrific story across the board. And there wouldn't be a team now in the East that isn't looking at Washington going, you know what, boys, let's just see how this matches up. Let's see how the bingo balls fall from the matchups for the playoffs. But Washington is not going to be an easy out by any stretch.
Well, and fellas, the 3 really, really interesting moves. Like the Chikrin deal, he's sort of been Like he's been on the sales rack for what feels like a half decade. I think he's been overpicked and overscouted. And everyone's found warts on him. Been great for them. Mangiapane looked lost here last year. It was clearly time for a change of scenery. He's been great for them. But the biggest of them all is Dubois, fellas. He was awful in LA last year, and he's been great there.
He has been. But, you mentioned Chychrun and Dubois. Mangiapane, a little bit different for me. Pierre-Luc Dubois, it feels like he was running on a runway, right? I mean, didn't work out in Columbus. Then he lands in Winnipeg, and man, they had high hopes for him in Winnipeg. Okay, Kevin Cheveldayoff pulls off what might be one of the best deals of the decade, right? When you look back at that trade made with the Los Angeles Kings. So he goes to LA, fresh start. That's where he wants to be, gets a mega extension, and Todd McClellan wanted no part of Pierre-Luc Dubois. That was abundantly evident. But Blakey finds a way to turn something somewhat sketchy into a positive, because Darcy Kemper has been a real nice fit and an ad for the Los Angeles Kings. But I think the point is here, and maybe applies to both those guys, Chychrun and to Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois went into Washington knowing he's running out of time. He's running out of time. Contract is what it is. He's going to get every cent of that. Nothing can be done, but he has to figure out what makes him a better all-around player. And again, I'm going back to Spencer Carberry for that. And maybe with Chychrun a little bit as well. The knock on Jake Chychrun always was that if he just had a little bit more bite to him, just a little bit more bite and a little bit more defensive responsibility in him, that the whole game would be a better game than just the game that he wants to play, which is mostly on offense. And I think coaching has done good things for those two young guys.
That's crazy too. Just looking at their story in net. This is Washington now.
Yeah.
Logan Thompson, Charlie Lindgren, they've both started 19 games.
Yeah.
Their numbers are 918 save percentage, 900. I mean, they're splitting it. Whatever he's pulling all the right strings, Carberry right now, because it's working for them. And Ovi, I mean, he scores again last night. We joked about it, Dregs. We showed that there was that video of him playing beach volleyball or something. He looked like me out there with the big boiler going.
Okay, let's not be ridiculous here.
Yeah, he's a little bigger than you.
Ballpark. Anyway, he did not look like he had committed to conditioning. I think it was John Buccigross at the end of last season. He was like, Ovi, you're so close. Like, get in the gym for one off season. Like, dedicate yourself to it. And then you see the off season stuff. Like, well, he's dedicated to something. I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, he's an animal. And even that, there was the empty net goal a few nights ago against Toronto. It's like, oh, is this how he's going to do it? But then he scored again last night, and it's a laser beam. He can still shoot it, which is amazing. At his age, he shoots almost as well as he ever has.
How many empty net goals do you think that Alex Ovechkin is?
Well, I said he's going to be out there.
Go there, boys.
Not that it matters at this point. It doesn't matter. They could all be empty netters, and it won't make a difference. It does matter.
No, they all count. They all count.
Yeah, you'll be. They have to be trying to find scenario. Every power play, if we're up by one, get them out there. Because there is a potential for a great season. Not that it's going to torpedo it, but if all the attention, if he's 3 away, if he's 4 away, if he's 2 away, and then the team's more focused on that than winning hockey games, that'll keep Carberry up at night. But yeah, I think that the sooner they get that thing done, the better. For sure.
And it kind of has the feel like it's going to happen this year, despite the leg injury, right? Like it's even at the start of the year, I thought it was probably going to take 2 years, but that was based on what we saw from OV last year. But again, injury aside, man, he's feeling it. And, I guess what I was talking about, from a conditioning perspective, I mean, he's not racing down the ice like he once did, like when he broke in the league, and he's not running guys through the boards anymore. He doesn't play that type of game, but he finds ways to get himself in position. So he's not just a one-trick pony, poised and ready to fire on the one-timer on the power play. And yeah, they're all around the Washington Capitals are fun to watch right now.
Before I let you go, it's kind of putting you on the spot, and I apologize. Yeah. We talked about it yesterday. Igor Shesterkin put on the IR.
Yeah.
Do we know with the length of time or the severity? What upper body? I think is what I read.
I mean, I poked around in it yesterday. Yeah. It's not expected to keep him out that long term beyond the week. But it could be a bit of a rest for him, just overall as well, right? So something that isn't a huge deal, but they don't want to turn into something more significant. So you let them rest, let them get away from the group for a short period of time, and then get them back into the mix because, even though they're a long way from the playoff picture, you could still envision that team with all the talent they have starting to come back. And maybe that winning over the Boston Bruins is that start, right? I mean, they seem to celebrate it like it was on social media. I mean, it looked like, they just locked down a playoff spot based on the win over the Bruins. So if they can get a little bit of mojo out of that, they're certainly going to need Shesterkin. So I didn't get much other than it's not expected to go beyond the week.
Now we're a few days removed from it, but how did the proteins work out on Christmas?
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Now we had to just pivot a little bit here. My son, my 23-year-old, he's a bit of a guru when it comes to barbecuing the smoker and all of that. So, and you guys will be proud of me when I tell you this story. We sourced a local butcher who it's all grain-fed cattle from Peterborough, Ontario. And I don't know if we bought a half or a quarter, it doesn't matter, but this is, and just beautiful beef. So we went for the brisket and we thawed this thing and we looked at it and it was the smaller end of the brisket, which is our fault because we didn't ask for the full brisket, right? So we pivoted and turned it into burnt ends after probably overall 12, 14 hours of smoking and messing around. Lots of butter at the end, some homemade barbecue sauce. Oh, it was delicious.
Goodness.
Beef candy, boys. That's what it was.
He's a guru. That's just good parenting. That's how that happens. You don't come by that on your own. That's just solid parenting.
Yeah, there's some other habits that he's picked up on as well. That,
I bet.
Not so great.
Yeah, I bet. Thank you, pal. Have a weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
So, TSN Hockey Insider and our buddy Darren Dreger joining us on the Insider Hotline, a presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice. For home comfort, they've got a solution no matter your budget, no matter your issue. They got financing, affordable payment plans, and of course, if you're a barn burner watcher or listener, need a new hot water heater, AC, furnace, receive discounts and upgrades up to $1,000 in value. 403-219-4100 or check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com. Burnt ends.
So good.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hungry now. What was your I was actually going to see if we could get Greg from Bonton, but you put in an order.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I always do.
I know you do.
No, but it's an order. It's not like I'll have a couple things. Like these are prolific orders.
Yeah, some people go, I'm going to get some steaks and maybe some sausage.
Like just said, he said he doesn't know if it was a half or a quarter, but that's kind of how
something.
I order. But I don't order the half or quarter. I want specifics.
Right. How many fillets? How many fillets in that order?
I think we did 50.
Oh my God. How many are left?
Oh, there's a few left.
Yeah.
Because we order so much, right?
I know. Yeah.
There was 50 fillets, 50 New Yorks, 50 ribeyes, a couple of prime rib roasts.
Yeah.
A couple of chuck roasts, 50 chicken breasts, 50 pounds of beef, 50 pounds of ground pork, 20 pounds of ground turkey.
This is incredible.
It's incredible. That's right.
I don't know what else he
There's
always
more.
throws in there.
Yeah.
I took one of Greg's tomahawk steaks down to the castle when I went skiing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Went over big, eh?
Dur
Yeah.
kept it in the pizza oven.
Oh, really? Hey, nice.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
But there.
It's
Jeez.
awesome.
Nice.
Did you
Well,
hear Jack?
it's like they say, it's a tale as old as time. Life's too short for shit meat.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
too
meats don't clash. That's another one.
Yeah. Damn. Now I'm really hungry. I know I do not have 50 fillets in my freezer. It'd be a
I'll buy.
disappointing adventure to go down there and see what's in there. Got some freezies that are about 9 years old. We got some old hamburger buns that we figured we couldn't just toss. We had to hang on to the hamburger. Oh, Mama loves doing that.
Let me guess. You got lots of brown bananas too.
Yeah, that's upstairs fridge for sure. The brown bananas are there for smoothies or banana bread.
Okay.
And then the deep freeze, yeah, it'll have some hot dog buns that are just like crumbled right
Oh,
to powder, and hamburger buns, and probably some English muffins in there, and some. There'll be one piece in a like a plastic container of lasagna
Right.
that we were going to save for. Oh, we'll take that to work for lunch or something. It's probably been there since the 90s, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So no, not 50 fillets in my freezer. Sadly, not the same story. I hope things work out for Vancouver.
I do too.
Well, Rhett's prediction was they're going to beat Edmonton this year. They got to get things going here.
They do have to get it going. Yeah.
Well,
let's go, fellas. We need
make
to
a
beat
trade.
Edmonton in round one.
I don't want any infighting. Let's get somebody out of there and get the room all sorted, and away we go.
I mean, poor Petey. He's injured.
Petey, but when he's on, he's unreal.
JT's crushing. His teammates are crushing him. General manager's calling him out, and poor guy. Maybe he needs some Calgary hospitality.
Yes.
I'm sure those guys don't have Calgary. Yeah, they'd love to go to a division rival with a full number, Fred.
But they are they're trading partners.
Great relationship. Nobody tried to screw anybody over.
We traded you and Elias. You trade us and Elias. You know what I mean? See what I'm doing there? Giving it one of these.
Can we pay Zadorov pricing like a third and a
Zadorov?
fifth? That'd be.
May even get Kuzmenko back if you play your cards right.
Ooh.
Hey.
Rocket loves him.
I believe he scored 39 goals for you?
As a rookie.
Let's go. I have confidence that it'll come through.
Boomer has it.
Yeah, something like that. Got my old board here.
Jeff, this guy.
Yeah, something like that. Not an official rumor, but it's sources. Can't divulge. But it's maybe out there a little bit. What were you going to say? Were you saying something?
Do you have the this guy here is dead?
Yeah, I probably got that somewhere in here. Now it's just, did I label it as this guy or just dead?
Yeah, that's a good question.
How'd you like to be dead?
Oh, that's not that.
Yeah.
This guy here is dead.
Yeah, that.
There you go.
Did you think about pushing that when I was talking about Dave Cameron or not?
Oh, I kind of shuddered because I knew you were going to give both barrels.
I thought it'd be worse, and you could be worse.
Wow, the Pinder Report's yet to go. It's
that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a disaster. Like, you're just watching him and you're like, I'm sure he could be a lovely man. And then you ask around, you're like, well, he's got a bit of a arrogant. You're like, and you're not good.
I mean, that's the thing. If you are going to have some unconventional wisdom and have out of the box and all this bullshit, it better work.
Yeah.
Because be ready for the be ready for the praise, but be ready for the criticism. And this one just felt like right from the start.
Yeah. Invite list. And that's the management team too. That's not just Dave Cameron.
That's the thing. Like, who is the management team?
Okay, so Peter Anholt, who I believe's
let's go to the Pinder Report.
He's running the Hurricanes.
I like Pete. Pete's a good guy. Red Diarella, he's been around, been West League for a long time.
Sure. So did he name his son the assistant GM? Is winning first, or
I don't know.
Okay.
Start again. Sorry, I didn't hear
Start again.
that.
I was interrupted. Go ahead.
Scott Walker was part of this. Brent Seabrook's probably looking around, learning the chops. So I'm not going to put too much on his plate. He would have learned a lot this week, I tell you. Next couple of weeks, he might learn more. And then Dreg's mentioned Al Murray, who's been scouting there forever. I don't know. Like, I just look at the management team and the coach are going to take this one. They just are. The decision makers, the people that at the end of the day said, this is our call and we're making it, those guys are toast. Because the one thing they couldn't do is the one thing they should have been able to do in bunches. They scored the same number of goals as Switzerland in this tournament. What the are we talking about? They played Latvia and Germany.
And I have to wonder, even
what are we talking about?
The management crew, when they're sitting there and the coach is saying, well, it's discipline. I don't know what you expect me to do about it. You got to talk to the players. They're the ones that are taking the penalties.
Zero practices?
No practices. You're not. We're very tired. We're very tired.
So tired. And so what is the job of the coach? If there's no practices, you gas morning skate of an elimination day game, And you say, well, discipline's up to the players.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to stand there?
Yeah. Even if I had made some controversial moves, and probably even more so, I would be invested. If I had gone out on a limb, left a few guys, brought a few guys, it's like, ooh, hope this works out for you. I would be even more invested, I would think, in the success of that team coming to fruition, because my reputation and my hockey smarts are kind of on the line. I would be, hey, coach, are we not skating? Are we not practicing? The phenom, is he not playing more minutes?
This would have been discussed prior.
What are you doing?
That's why all these guys are toast, man. Because you can't take this roster with all the talent available and then decide not to practice and then not add one of those stud defensemen in Yakimchuk or Perrick when you lose Schaefer to injury. Like, it's just all these things. They're gonna have to wear it. These guys are toast.
So it gets worse in the Pinder Report, is what you're saying?
Oh, the data is unbelievable. And
okay,
there's
good.
Great writing. All I've done this morning is read articles and clip stuff. It's amazing.
Outdoor.dental is the website. You got some bad jibs? Maybe in the holidays, he's a jolly good fella, and you took one out with your beer bottle or something. I'm guessing Pinder, it's got to be. You probably just have Outdoor Dental on retainer.
That's
right. I fell down and hit the curb.
That and McLeod Law.
Hey, Dr. J. Hi, Ryan. What time are you coming in? Oh, well, whenever you can fit me in. What is it this time? Oh, it's a bicuspid this time. Shit. But for everybody else, it's the Soleil laser. No needles, no drills, no stress. Excellent solution for people that just maybe you stay away from the dental office because I don't need them fishing around in there with jackhammers and stuff. Well, that's not what this is about at Outdoor Dental. And on top of it all, the snoring treatments, they use the same laser that they use for their dental work. For the soft palate, reduces your snoring, non-surgical, pain-free. 2 treatments, 15 minutes each, and your snoring could be gone. You're sleeping better. You're getting more sleep. The sleep that you're getting is of better quality. The people around you are getting better sleep. You're happier. Everyone's a winner. Everyone's a winner. Outdoor.dental is the website, which doesn't sound like a website, but it is.
It is, yeah.
You just got to trust me.
Mm-hmm. .dental.
Outdoor.dental. Hi, Dr. J. It's Ryan Pinder calling.
Ryan, it's 4 a.m. Why are you calling me?
I'm at the ship. Oh,
they won't let me back in. My tooth's in there.
I left my jibs in the shitter.
My tooth's on the bar. They won't let me back in.
Outdoor.dental, leaving a healthy footprint on your smile. That's what it says right there.
There you go.
Right there. Let's get to that Pinder Report.
Oh, boy.
Brace yourself. It's a presentation of Village Honda. New in-stock inventory. The year is 2025, so it probably, when you go in there and you see, boy, it's 2025? It's 2020. Well, now it's 2025, so not as big shock to your system. So,
right.
Well, yeah, it's new cars. The new year. It's 2025s. Is that the new Accord? Is that the new Civic? Is that the new Ridgeline? Is that the new Passport? Is that the new Odyssey? Yes, 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 and yes. Well, why is it? Feels like the deals are better here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, because I've been other places and they're not crazy about deals. Yeah, I know. And you guys, deals. Yeah. You know what you are? You're my dealership for life. That's how that all came around. That's how it all came to be. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall and online at villagehonda.com. And
Ryan Pinder.
The Pinder Report.
Fellas, had some time to reflect. It's a new year. We make resolutions. A little time away from work. You think about what can we change? What's better? Are we getting too loony with the Pinder Report? Have we gone too far with the animals? What about the stupid food? Why do we always have to try to make Boomer barf? Why can't it just be sports? And so after thinking and consulting with my people, here is our new motto for 2025.
And I promise you this, above all else, I'm going to be more obnoxious, more overbearing, and I'm going to make you all learn to love it because you'll have no choice. Woo! 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 Woo!
In unrelated news, Rick was asked, do you think you have it in you for one more fight? He said, you're damn right I do. I got one more match in me. I say like 75. Rick. Nate. Enough's enough. Well, it's good. It's good to know that as times change, so do we.
Play to your
Hold
strengths,
it.
Ryan. Play to
Yeah,
your
thank you, Brett.
strengths.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Speaking of playing at the strengths, Calgary Flames at home last night. They've been very good at home. They were home ice, much better than road. Home. Saddle dome, sweet dome. Altitude, I don't know. Love
And you
home.
were there. You were there.
I was there at the home game. Flash was also watching that game. Wrote things for us. Beyond the box score, Flames offense sputters against the Utah. Well, what do you mean? They had 3 goals through 40 minutes. That's great.
That's standard production.
With a period to go. Challenges, then 35 seconds into the third, and then
They should start a new petition, maybe first of 3.
yeah, that'd be great. First to 3.
Call up Gare. See if Gary's up for it.
Like the basketball thing, right?
Yeah. That
target
the surge. Yeah.
Target score. Yeah, Surge. So I looked. Maybe I'm reading this too quickly. They've scored more than 3 goals once since the first 3 games of the year. That has to be wrong. Like, am I missing one? Was it Nashville they got 4? Is it twice? It's bad.
It's
You
bad.
need 4, guys. And if you
better
don't,
be sure. You're going to do this kind of roughshod reporting.
That's right. If you're just going to start
off the cuff,
bandying about with these sorts of allegations, I hope that you've done your research because
got
we are sticklers for accuracy.
Well, we are.
here in
We're not going to
Barnburner.
mess around. Anything else? Sticklers. Yeah, they got 4 in Nashville twice since the first 3 games of the year. That's it. 4 more.
Well, who are they playing? And who are they playing next?
They got Nashville again.
Oh boy.
They've had Nashville's number. 2 wins.
Yow!
2-0 in Calgary. 4-3 in Nashville.
Woo! It'll be a goal scoring bonanza at the Dome tomorrow. Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
8 o'clock start. Blah blah blah. Here's
Oh.
the standings. That's a tough one. That's bubble game last night, fellas. And the Utes, all of a sudden, well, they move within. Geez,
Did
3
you
points
say
for the
the
Flames, but
the
they got
two
games in hand.
Utes? Yeah.
Look at the points percentage. Yeah, okay, they're coming. Look out! Here come the Utahns.
We're not going to call them hockey club, right? We're past that.
I don't know. I kind of think
Jeez.
the more you say it, the less weird it sounds. You know what I
I
mean?
disagree. It's only becoming
It's still
it's like-
weird, but less
it's like
weird.
Flames Hockey Club was
Yeah.
like on a board somewhere. It's like, well, that's
You also do get the excuse of making way more money when you sell the next jersey.
you sell them
as well.
again. Yeah.
Like it feels like free money if you're the Smiths.
Hey Jack, can you get Ryan Smith? Get that not the Oiler guy,
the
but
mullet.
get this other guy, and it's just so we can talk to him and just kind of.
Get some
Ryan.
answers here.
Can I call you Ryan?
Right.
Let's get a name.
Right.
Smitty.
Schmitty, let's get a name here.
Smitty Bear.
You know you want to call them the Yeti. Let's just do it.
Sure. Here's the schedule for the Flames coming up. They'll close this mini homestand on Saturday at 8 before heading to, well, what, Tinseltown, Dino?
That's right. The
Wow.
Windy City.
Ducks on Tuesday, followed by the Kings on a Wednesday. That's the first of 3 back-to-backs this month. The schedule gets crazy and compact because they got the Four Nations thing coming up in Feb, so they're going to ram a bunch of games together. Also this month, twice in a row against LA, 1 away, 1 at home. 2 in a row against St. Louis, both in St. Louis.
Yeah,
They'll also play Winnipeg twice and Anaheim twice. It's an odd schedule this month. A lot of hockey. And a reminder, we'll be at Richmond's on Tuesday for that 8 o'clock puck drop at what used to be known as the Honda Center and the House of Horrors for the Calgary Flames, but they win there now, apparently.
Is it still the Honda Center though?
It might be. It was the Arrowhead Pond before that, I believe.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
That was when
jerseys are the shits.
Really couldn't win. Yeah, I was hoping they'd look better on TV. They don't.
No.
Really bad. Wing night, though. Del Pickle?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
No, see you there. Good. Love it. Okay, let's move. How would we even wade into the Hockey Canada debacle that was for a second straight year losing in the quarterfinals to Czechia? How could you even start? What would really just capture? Well, let's go to the final moments of the play here. Let's focus down on the glass. We got a jersey toss. It's a jersey toss. Oh boy, that
It's Crosby's fault.
Sure ain't.
Effing Crosby.
The jersey toss heard around the world. Well, maybe not.
Where's
but,
that? Yeah, that's a Crosby.
Jeez. 2010 one. That's the golden goal jersey. You're just gonna throw
I'm
it
never cheering for this country again.
until the next tournament. Gosh darn you. And here's another $400 for
until
a new jersey.
February when
Yes.
Canada's in another tournament that I'm going to
Yep.
be cheering for them.
Stephen Ellis has been great at covering the draft, prospects, junior players for us at Daily Faceoff. This is his article on Daily Faceoff. Canada has no one to blame but themselves for the 2025 World Junior failure. I know it's small font there, but asked post-game if he would change anything or had any regrets, Dave Cameron said no. That's an odd choice of words, David, because I think there's a lot you'd like to change. You just got knocked out for the second year in a row by Czechia in the quarterfinals.
So the quarterfinal loss, that's right in line with your expectations and goals at the start of the tournament.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got shit to do. I got to get out of here.
Yeah. Do you know when the gold medal game's not till like 3 days away? Guys, I already missed Christmas.
It gets better because Dave Cameron, you hate to feel like you're picking on a guy. I've been texting hockey people, not in the NHL for a reason. Let's go back to Stephen Ellis. He's a journalist. He's a professional. He was on the Jason Greger show on the Nation Network earlier in Edmonton. Let's have a listen. This is unreal.
I received a note from a scout earlier this morning when we heard that it was going to be Carson Raycop coming out of the lineup for Canada. And he said, I would not let Coach Dave Cameron run a McDonald's drive-through at 3 a.m. when there's nobody there. Like, this is... I do not understand some of these roster decisions between, like with Raycop and Porter Martone. They have not been in the lineup at any point together.
I don't get it.
They play together all year long in the OHL.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you don't want to try that, that's weird. But if you don't, put Martone with Gavin McKenna, where they went out there and had the two best tournaments ever seen at the U18s by a Canadian player. Nope, we're not even seeing that either. Like, you look at it every day and it's like everything that would make sense for roster decisions. Like, it's one thing to look at the guys who aren't here, but those decisions were made well in advance. Fine. And there was an argument for all of those players that didn't make the team to not make the team based off of what we saw at selection camp. But with the guys you had and the combinations that would make sense, it still feels like everything that would make sense, we're doing the complete opposite.
Complete opposite is how he finishes. That is an unbelievable takedown from an NHL scout to say that he would not allow Coach Dave Cameron to manage a McDonald's drive-through at 3 a.m. when no one was there. That is one of the greatest takedowns I've heard all year.
Which is not to say that's a hard job or an easy job. McDonald's, I'm sure, like whatever.
That's why he added that when no one's there, because I'm sure when it's busy, it's really tough. There's a lot of things. But when no one's there, that scout would not even allow. I want to hear it one more time. I'm sorry, Jack.
No, you can't play that again. That was an hour long. No,
just the clip. It's beautiful.
Received a note from a scout earlier this morning when we heard that it was going to be Carson Raycop coming out of the lineup for Canada. And he said, I would not let Coach Dave Cameron run a McDonald's drive-through at 3 a.m. when there's nobody there. Like, this is...
It's beautiful. That is the greatest
Okay, so Dave Cameron's Dave Cameron, and if people feel this way about him, who decided to give him the job?
And this is where we're going. We will continue to move on. Scott Wheeler has an article up on The Athletic that was a very good look, not unlike Stephen Ellis's, at what the hell happened after another disappointing World Juniors. Hockey Canada has big questions to answer. Again, Peter Anholt, Scott Salmon, Scott Walker, Al Murray, Brent Seabrook. That's your management team. Who was making the decisions there? Who was in the room saying this is what way things? This is our coaching staff, Mike Johnson and Dave Cameron. These are the guys. Because whoever that guy was, he's probably got to go. Anyway, Mike Gold, our pal, Rhett's biggest fan.
Gould.
Oh, you got nervous when he met Rhett, didn't he?
Well,
sweaty hands and everything.
Intimidating guy.
Team Canada concluded the worst showing of the 21st century at the World Junior Championship on Thursday with a 4-3 loss to Czechia, bowing out early and finishing 5th overall for the second consecutive year. He's got away with words. What a talented kid. 5th.
Well,
okay, well, maybe
at least there's more than 5 teams. They didn't finish last, right?
I guess. I mean, sure. They did lose to Kazakhstan in like 98. I guess it's been worse. But he's right. This century, I guess.
Oh.
Let's keep moving. Wyatt Arndt, good writer.
Oh my gosh. I thought when you said keep moving, I thought to the Flames.
No, it's Canada. We need a summit. And so it starts today on the Pinder Report.
Ryan, back to you.
Dave Cameron saying he has no regrets really lends itself to the hubris of it all. Team Canada management, no reflection, no accountability, no desire to improve. They just assume they have all the answers, always. Fire the lot of them. To be honest, start fresh. Tough to disagree with that right now. Let's go to David Quadrelli, another Vancouver writer, part of our network. Dave Cameron takes the dumbest penalty of the whole tournament for Team Canada, and that's saying something. The most penalized team in the tournament by a mile. That challenge was insane. They had all the momentum. It clearly wasn't getting overturned. And, why don't we just give you another power play and make sure we really slow down while we're playing well here? Tough to argue that. Good work. Quads. They call them quads. Yeah. Oh, but you wanted the penalty data, Dean? Fine. You'll get it. Here's a look at the penalties for the bleeping tournament. But again, coach isn't responsible for discipline, right? We don't do practices. We don't do game day state. And I'm not in charge of discipline. That's up to players. Overall penalty minute count for the 5 games. Canada 113. Next closest 79. Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan probably has to hook and hold just to compete.
Oh, and they're dirty bastards too. Yeah, Kazakhstan. So to be that far ahead of them really speaks volumes.
The Borat's coaching them, so that they play dirty. Ray Whitney. Ryan. Excuse me. Thank you. I always do the R.
You do, yeah. It's okay.
Spin Chicklets. What's he saying? Carter Yakubchuk, Bennett Seneke, Michael Mesa, Andrew Christel. The list goes on, not to mention McKenna having to serve a 5-minute major. He served the major? What the hell is this Team Canada staff thinking?
This is quite a take.
Who else was on the staff? Dave Cameron and
I just mentioned the Mike Johnston. It's not his staff that's going to be coming back, Rhett. I don't think. Right. Well, here's the thing, though. It's not like they had all these first rounders to pick. There are 43 NHL first round picks not in the NHL eligible to play at the entire tournament. 25 of the 43, more than triple anyone else, are Canadian. You can't take everyone, but Canada left too many at home. Seneke and Yakimchuk are 2 of them. Hockey Canada needs to revamp their selection process. I would agree with that. AJ?
Colby Armstrong had the tweet last night. A guy I know checked and told me the team Czechia had 1 more player from the Western League than Canada did.
That's correct.
Hey, next year, guys, 2026 is our year. It's going to be awesome.
How excited are Yakimchuk and Peric and Misa and Chris? These guys, how excited they can be when they get the call from Hockey Canada next? Oh, my gosh, guys. I've been waiting to talk to you for years.
With Rhett Warner behind the bench, it's going to be a new look, a new attitude. No messing around. Revenge.
And so a team that scored the same amount as Switzerland with over 25 first rounders available left this guy at home so they could run a shitty power play at a tournament where they were the least disciplined team. Let's have a look. This is our boy Zane Peric.
Out of real estate, so he finds Zane Peric. Fakes the shot. Step to the middle. Zane Peric.
That looks good. You think he can run a power play? Oh, but he might celebrate too ferociously. Yeah. Let's bring some stay-at-home D-men instead. Give yourself a raise, Hockey Canada, guys. This is actually quite lovely. Whew.
Goalie should have had it. Anyway.
So, yeah, anyway, it's, you win some, you lose some, and better luck next year, guys.
Yeah, nail biter. Lost in the final minute. Tough one.
And yeah, the officiating was
entertaining the whole way.
Never boring. The emotion that Cameron showed about. Okay, we'll move. NHL
too much time at bare facts. It was the tournament. It was Ottawa.
They're tired. They're so tired. There's no system for a tired team. Quote Dave Cameron. That's why we're not practicing. We're too tired.
These guys are 18 years old.
In the build to the tournament, that they're tired.
These guys are teenagers, so we're going to expect them to skate in the morning and then play a game that night? Come on now.
Jeez.
That was hurtful.
That was, I didn't think that was unkind, though. That was hurtful. Tonight, 5 games. You remember that?
That's habitable right now, wouldn't it?
I was thinking about it all morning.
I know. Yeah.
El Penguino against the Panthers. Okay. How you feeling about your Penguins, Jack? What's the latest? Need the update?
The most mediocre team in the league.
Oh, they're mid.
Dear.
What
happened? I thought they were back.
They were kind of rolling. Now, yeah, they're 5-4-1 in their last 10.
Are they more mid than the Blues or the Flyers? Those teams feel mid.
Yeah, they're all pretty mid, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't get the
What
mid.
about the Steelers? Are they mid too?
Oh, yikes.
They might be worse than mid.
Oh,
Ooh.
where are we at on the Jack? Have we done an update? Have I missed one?
We've dipped a toe. It's not good.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes.
Not good.
Oh,
I have
other
a feeling
games?
it'll come up later with our football picks, but
All right.
yeah.
3 losses in a row changes things, huh? Almost like the good teams they did eventually have to play. Kirby Dock Bowl in Chicago. They looked awful in that outdoor game. My God, embarrassing themselves in front of 40,000 plus. Blues, on the other hand, look good. They host Ottawa tonight. Ducks are in Edmonton. And the Nashville Predators, a rematch of the round 1 series last year in Vancouver, where everyone is, they're just up in their feels. It's a lot of drama in Vancouver. It's like Melrose Place out there, dude.
Yeah, they are very emotional. Very emotional. Back spasms for because his own player kind of ran into him.
They said back spasms.
Yeah, knocked him down. He went, give him one of those. Oh, you bastard. Yeah, you're on my team.
Hronik, Quinn Hughes, Demko, we'll see. It doesn't sound serious, but again, it didn't sound serious, and then he missed like half a year with that weird knee thing.
What would you do for back spasm? A535 retro? What are we doing
Oh,
for that?
yeah, for sure.
Back's a set. You got to get that muscle relaxing in there.
Ice and ice or heat?
I don't like ice in my back. It's
no
cold.
You got to keep moving. Don't sit down. Come on now.
I got an inversion table here.
Oh yeah, there we are. Some kooky pseudoscience over to
Yeah,
Denver.
that's right.
Let's go.
Why am I upside down? Shut up.
Dean, you ever seen a tall guy stand next to a short guy?
Yep.
Probably not like this. Let's take a look. Former teammates Muggsy Bogues, who's 5'3". Remember he was a Raptor? Shortest guy in the NBA at the time, probably ever. And George Murison, who was 7'7".
It was Spud Webb who could dunk, though, right? The little guy who
Spud
could
was
dunk.
like 5'9" or something like that, though. He was a normal human size. Like 5'3" is small for non-NBAers.
Not a lot of Muggsies out there.
No, good handle.
Muggsy Malberg, Muggsy Warner.
I like that.
I do too, yeah.
You might
Muggsy.
You might have to have another kid now just for that.
Or just a dog or something.
No, you talked me out of it earlier today. You said they're terrible to have.
Well, you've already got 3. I mean,
kids or dogs?
That's enough.
Both.
Yeah.
Is it great to be around like-minded people, Dean?
So great.
Like for you, maybe it's someone else that stays in their basement and hates people. For Red, it's former teammates. For me, it's alcoholics. But when you find your people, it just feels good. Ah. That's a man. That is something.
Wow, it's a lot. There's Hulk, there's Stone Cold. Not sure what the third guy is there. That's you know what that is? That's a cool guy convention.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool guys there, dude.
That's a lot of cool guys right there.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's cool.
You know what? That dude in the middle, he like goes to all. I saw him at WrestleMania. Like, it's hard to miss that
macho.
guy.
Yeah, faux macho.
Like that's his full time. That's him.
That's his gig. Yeah.
If you see him in regular clothes, it's like, what are you wearing? Why are you dressed so weird?
Yeah, it looks
it's a
good.
commitment. It's a choice for sure. Yeah.
Very good. Now, Rhett was teaching his kids parkour. They're all into parkour, right? They're doing all the jumps from the building to the building, jumping off bridges and stuff. But they keep escalating. How did you get the instrument involved? What was the creative process here, Rhett?
Well, the band started at school, so we just thought, let's throw it into the mix.
Is that a bass? Is it a stand-up bass?
Yeah.
The kazoo. Wow, Rhett. What an outfit, too.
Well, if you're going to go for it.
Oh, yeah. Where'd you get that outfit?
Look at the suspense it adds to the jump, though.
It does, yeah.
You're Scatman now, too. Great stuff, Rhett. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah.
But Dean, you got a new pet. That's exciting. Because Rhett, of course,
Uh-huh.
doesn't like pets. You love animals. You hate humans. I didn't know you were a goat guy. And how do the neighbors feel about the goat?
Them up and go. Oh, ching.
That's Muggsy.
That's Muggsy. Muggsy Malberg. There
That's
it is.
Muggsy Malberg right there. Yeah.
And finally, this is you were back in Buffalo, Rhett, for a Bills game?
Yeah, always.
Because you love the Bills.
Yeah, I love them.
And you just said, like, you get crazy with the condiments out there on your hot dogs. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Sheesh, that shit look bussin' on God. Respectfully.
I'm
Wait
gonna
for it.
gag.
Wait for it.
Oh, yeah, that shit pop.
We got him. We got Boo. Yes, we did it. Jack.
With mustard and ketchup and a hot dog? What the hell's wrong with you?
It's just mustard and ketchup and relish, Dean.
Jesus Christ.
That's how you do it in 2025 on the Pinder Report, Dean.
You got some sand buckets full of ketchup there, Dean?
Not a relish guy. Who knew?
No, I thought it was just mustard and relish. Or were you mad about the ketchup? There's no ketchup on your dog.
Oddly, I don't know. The relish got me for starters, and then yeah. Anyway, move on.
Can you give me a woo for 2025?
Is that what it is? One. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall and online at villagehonda.com. They are your dealership for life. They're ready to make a deal. They'd love to see you. They're part of the Wood Automotive Group. So even if there isn't exactly what your heart desires on the lot at that given moment, they're going to be able to sit down with you and say, well, let's take a look at what else we got. We got all these dealerships. We got hundreds of vehicles inside the dealership group. They'll make you happy. Village
Want it red?
Honda.
They'll get it in red, Dean.
Yeah.
Ketchup red, whatever you like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whew. The hot stepper, right?
Muggsy.
Yeah, Muggsy.
That's a banger, that song.
Yeah, it's something else. It's really great. So when is the gold medal game? What's the next for the World Juniors? Because now we don't care, of course.
That's correct. Yeah, we don't care, so that's the answer. The Americans are going to party like it's 1999 if they win this thing in Canada. The Czechs are already singing the goal song. Like no one would relish it. Sorry, Dean. More than the Americans.
Oh, listen, hey, we're cocky a-holes. We really are. Oh, it's our game. We even was we could put two teams in this. We could be so great. It's a hub. There would be nothing sweeter than being a Yank coming into Canada and feeding us our lunch.
So go Czechia, go Sweden, go Finland. That's what we're saying.
I don't know. Almost, you know what? Almost serves us right. Maybe we need a little bit of a wake-up call. We got to look in the GD mirror and say, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you, Latvia. Thank you, US.
Should have done it prior to the tournament, maybe.
Maybe.
Good time to. I'm going to call Rennie Bork. He lives next to Seabrook and get the scoop.
Yo, he'd have some stories, yeah.
Well, Seabrook would be like, yeah, I was just sitting in the corner. I don't know what
figure out how GMs do stuff. What
they were thinking.
The whiteboard going, all kinds of crazy shit was on there. I don't know.
Right. The Hearing Loss Clinic, locally owned and operated. You know, I was looking. Go to their social media. They've got like giveaways and prizes. They're doing all kinds of stuff on their social media. It's at thehearingloss.ca. It's all on. You just Google it. You'll figure it out. And anyway, they had put together a little montage, a little loopy deal of 2024. It's like, oh, look, there's who's the guy? It doesn't matter. It's like that guy's from TSN and this and that. And oh, look at this. Rhett Warner, arm in arm with some of the staff at the hearing loss clinic. You're a regular over there now.
I got a lot of wax, Dean.
Wow.
It's true.
My hearing's great, but I got a lot of wax.
A lot of wax, and you keep you're ramming it in there.
It's not the thing to do.
It's not what you do.
It's not
what you do. No, Rhett had some sort of a swimming mishap with the wax. It got in there, and then
beach sand. It's no good.
No good.
You get swimmers here?
Is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Get the little alcohol drops, put them in. And...
But we went in to get our ears, the molds done for our earpieces, and the lovely lady that was there, she's like, "Yeah, your ears are much better than the last time we saw you. They was compacted. I forget what she called it. There was a term for what you had going on in your ear." And I said, I just thought he was being a wuss. He's always complaining about this and that and that.
Yeah.
No, it was
shoulders, ears,
it was a real
serious
issue. Yeah, a real issue. Cabby,
better.
that's who I was trying to think of. Oh, look, there's Cabby at the hearing loss clinic. There's Lanny, John. They had a whole bunch of the
Cabby,
and then good old Rhett Warner.
Top of the list.
It was early on in the thing for sure.
Oh.
Yeah. Hearing loss, if you got a toothache, you get it looked after. If something's bothering you, you go to see the doctor. You go and get this done. But I think that in a lot of ways, we don't treat hearing the way we should. And studies show that health risks like dementia, depression, others have been linked to untreated hearing loss. And remember I was saying, make a point over the holidays. If you're sitting down with people, are you getting the whole thing? Are you having to, Are you having to get people to repeat themselves? Are you just doing one of these? Oh, yeah. No, I don't know what they're saying. I can't really. Yeah. If there's a lot of that going on, it's no good. No good. I had mine in over the holidays. I didn't miss a thing. Just like Aerosmith said. Don't want to miss a thing.
The thing is, when you want to miss a thing, you just turn them off. Like, boom, that's it.
Yes.
I watched Armageddon last night.
Such a great film.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Which one?
Armageddon.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're good.
Bruce, what a sacrifice for us all.
Close call there.
Moment of silence for Bruce's character, whatever his name was.
Brave man.
Great man. Because Ben Affleck was with his daughter.
My kid said that Ben had nice teeth.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Must have gone to outdoor.dental.
Anything about the back tattoo, which I hear he has? If you can Google it.
It's beautiful.
Ben Affleck back tattoo. Does
he have a tramp stamp?
It's a commitment.
Really?
I don't think that's not. I'm not a tattoo guy, so I don't know.
It's the Dave Cameron of tattoos.
Yeah.
So it just stands there and does nothing. Interesting.
I don't think you're getting that done in one sitting either. I think you're having to go back to get that work done. 5 hearing loss clinic locations in Calgary, including the new Chinook location at the corner of McLeod and Glenmore. We were there. Read some of us more than once. Hearingloss.ca. Helping you hear better is simply their way of helping you live better. Book an assessment today. Hearingloss.ca. Put that on your. You know what? This year, I'm just going to go in, and maybe you're going to be like Rhett, because we went in. Got to get an assessment done. Oh, your hearing's great. Great. Peace of mind.
Yeah. Weight lifted.
Or maybe it's, you know what? Actually, you do have something here that we might be able to help you with. And then you get that help and you're like, well, I don't know what I've been doing for so long. It sounds like but when I take those things out, every time I'm like, whoa, I can't believe how much I'm missing without these things.
Yeah.
Get her done.
Good on you for getting in there, Dino. And
good on me.
Take it out from Dino in 2025.
Yeah. Is that what year it is?
Someone said that.
More hearing loss assessments at the hearing loss clinic. Less back tattoos.
Yeah, that was quite a holy jeez.
What the, like, And this guy's been with J-Lo and
Oof.
you got to have something.
This is like one of my kids' fantasy dragon books that he's reading. Like, really? That's what we're doing?
And I think that the thing with tattoos, you're taking that everywhere, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's something you peel off.
Right? You go to the gym, it's with you. You go there, you can see, looks like he's at some sort of a body of water doing some swimming. He's got it there.
Jack's a young, he'd know. Jack, what's the deal with tattoos? You take them off?
No, I'm not a tattoo guy. Does any of you guys have a tattoo?
Yeah, Rhett's got a jailhouse.
Rhett's got a nasty, it's menacing.
Oof. You would have seen that at the Christmas party when he took his shirt off at the end of the night there.
Yeah, what happened there? I never
Did
really.
I?
We're still kind of getting
right where
details.
I am, right here. You're getting one of these ones.
Hot.
So it was so hot in there. Yeah, there were so many people. Yeah. My understanding, I got some intel yesterday on the show. Apparently, Ryan, you were doing a bit of hugging
on that day.
Yeah, that you were emotional. It was a lot of hugging.
You were crying at one point when I was hugging you. Yeah, I think we were both.
I don't think I was crying.
Yeah, we were hammered though.
I was ready to leave for sure. Yeah. But
one of us might have been crying. I don't know.
But yeah, Rhett was saying that you were getting emotional and it was hugs and.
That show is the worst, but it's also the best. I don't know. Like, it's just danger. That's
you know what's the worst? And I said it to Rhett yesterday, leaving you in charge of the food cannot be done.
Bender was great.
Yeah.
Needed
Bender,
him.
not
Saved
Pinder.
the day. No, I
Bender.
don't.
Yeah. Pinder. Hey, we've got a budget. We're going to get some, get some food. What do you think? It's our fault.
Did you send Bender that money at least? Or do we just didn't use it?
Oh, I'm sure that's some sort of a business.
Oh, you sniveling prick.
So.
You brought in about 40 pizzas.
Hey, you were worried about the party not being a party. How was the party?
Good. Leave you up. Hey, Ryan's in charge of the booze. What happens? We got a bartender. We got a full bar. We got all this galore. Leave Pinder up to the food. What do we got? Not like crackers. Not even. Like, so we just need to know.
You want some bottle caps?
Yeah, it's our fault. It's our fault.
Yeah, next year you're on food. It's just
Well, did you hear
specialization of labor? I'm booze, you're food.
Yeah.
Rhett, your party tricks. Okay.
Yeah, you're topless.
Tattoo topless.
Are we allowed to do it again, or when is this?
I don't know that we are or aren't. I'm afraid to go back and.
Yeah, I don't want any visuals.
Yeah, I know.
I saw Vernie since then. You guys, I tell you, that's some crazy bleep.
Yeah, that's some crazy bleep. Yeah. Jack lost his wallet and his coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darn.
That's the Pinder effect.
Yeah. Just like in the vicinity of Pinder. It's not even just a one-on-one thing. You're in the room and people's like, wow, where's my jacket? Am I that hammered that I like? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Pinder.
I was really hoping it was at the studio, but
and he's quit on it. He has no interest in following up.
Well, that's what I said. Have you thought?
Not calling the 3 to 4 places we went on the pub crawl after.
Like, how many places did you go after?
Nope. 3. It was.
Yeah, it's
got foggy. Real foggy.
Screw it.
It feels like we're more upset about the jacket loss.
Yeah, we are. He's done with it. He's already come to terms with it. He did how many stages of grieving? He ripped through them all in like a minute. He's over it. He's got a Steelers jacket and he's happy. Yeah, I got a Steelers jacket. It's a starter jacket from the 80s. All right. Okay. He's over it.
Speaking of the Steelers, the final week of the NFL regular season, a chance for maybe some of us with our picks for Bet365 to have a huge comeback and take over top spot, or maybe relinquish our lead and tumble down the leaderboard. Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account with Bet365 today. Huge range of markets. The app is awesome. Promo code NATION. It's there for you. We've been telling you every day. It's still there. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Heading into the final week, which is a tricky one.
No, it sure is. It's a tough week. Look at these records. Whoa.
Holy.
Well, Jack exploded with his 19-game pick last week.
What the hell's going on here?
We
39.
We missed a week, right? We didn't do last week.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is this does not include last.
No, this was prior to the Drinky show.
Gotcha.
The last pick.
But you did put in like
I
a
picked
10
12
game.
12 games. I went
12
8-3-1.
Everyone but the Steelers and the Monday Nighter. I think he did. He's insane.
39, 20, and 1. Rhett 33, 20, and 1. Boomer 29 and 25.
Boomer, you're on a heater.
25.
We're way under 500 in mid-season.
It's been a good
This is
4.
awesome.
Yeah, it's been a decent 4 or 5 weeks.
And I'm 2 games over, and that's last place. Fellas, round of applause for
Fellas, nice job. Well done. Yeah.
Right. Good work, buddy.
Yeah, well done. Well done for sure.
All that number crunch, all the spreadsheets are paying off, Red.
No, I mean, and now this week, you have a lot of variables. Is this team in the playoffs? Are they out of the playoffs? Are they trying to, is it a must-win situation?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, Jack, and I put it into my my drive there. There are some individual performances to monitor this week, as big bonuses could be paid out to individuals depending on how well they do this week. Mike Evans is at the top of that list. He needs a touchdown, I believe, an 80 some odd or whatever it is, for a $3 million bonus to kick in. Baker Mayfield also has a bonus if he's finishes top 10 in certain passing, in certain offensive departments. So there it is. 85 receiving yards, 5 or more receptions for $3 million. I mean,
Baker, what's your favorite restaurant in town? How about I take you there after we go win this bonus, and then we'll go there for the next month straight.
Geno Smith of the Seahawks, he needs 185 or more passing yards to trigger a $2 million bonus. DeAndre Hopkins, $500,000 for a touchdown anytime. Derrick Henry, same thing, anytime touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 82 receiving yards. Zach Ertz is a big one. 2+ TDs, 90 or more receiving yards, 9+ receptions. He'll get $250K for each of those.
Yeah, so he doesn't need them all, but any of those.
So he's up to 200. Could be a nice 750 payday. Anyway, just something to kind of keep in mind, because so maybe the Commanders, maybe they could give or take, whatever. Zach Ertz has got some incentive there. Mike Evans, gonna want those 5 catches and 85+ receiving yards.
Let's go, Mike. He's awesome. Like, he's a sneaky, no one really thinks about it. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Like he's a Hall of Famer.
Easily.
And I think he just keeps doing it.
And you think, well, he's old now. He's too old now. He can't keep doing it. He's unbelievable this year.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Is he 1,000, or does he need some certain yardage to get to 1,000, Jack?
I think he's just short.
Yeah, so he could hit that this week. Another 1,000-yard season for him.
Oh, I had a nice little stack built last week. I had Bucks money line, Bucks money line, Baker 250+ passing yards, anytime Mike Evans touchdown. Check. And then Mike Evans, 100+ receiving yards. He had 97.
Oh, pain.
So
bet those are singles. Come on now.
But you know what? That's the thing about with Bet365. You can parlay the bleep out of it if you want, but that's the beauty. Just pick one. Just take one. If you had the Buccaneers minus whatever it was, 6.5 or 7.5, you were happy because you were a winner because they won by $1 million. Jack, I'm going to let you drive the bus here through our picks.
Yeah.
The final season, regular season. I mean, it's hard because what is it? The Pastronaut is playing for the Niners.
Yeah.
You don't know who's playing quarterback. You don't know who's playing running back. It's gross out there.
Gross.
So
I'll start us off.
Let's go.
I'm going to stick with what I know. The Dolphins need to win. They are playing the Jets. The Jets are awful. Snoop Huntley, starting quarterback for the Dolphins. They won last week. I'll take them to win here in New York. And then the game of maybe the year so far, Vikings at the Lions. I'm going to take the over. Love both offenses. Sam Darnold, unreal.
Says who? That's like a year ago. You would have thought.
No, I know. It's crazy.
And the photo, of course, is going around when he and Baker Mayfield were the 1-2 punch in Carolina, Dean, for the Panthers.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Wow, that's okay. Who knew? They didn't know.
So Jack going from 12 picks to 2.
Yep.
It's like you're hearing footsteps. You're not gonna relinquish it in the last week of the season. Right?
Gonna lock it down.
Pizza bet? No Thursday night game. Damn it.
Yes.
Or Saturday games though.
Well, good luck, Jack. I do like that Dolphins pick. The Jets are a mess.
Yeah.
Is this and what's going? Is Rodgers this it? Is he playing? Is he not playing?
I think he's playing.
Where is he playing is the question
Yeah, I
for
don't-
me, because I think the
gotta
Jets
be.
are done with the circus.
Yeah,
he's got.
He's done there.
Where's Devontae go? Does he go with them? That would make sense.
Yeah, and at this point, who cares? Because it did not work there. There was all that. There was quite a hullabaloo, wasn't there, when Adams showed up there? Hey, look, he's already at Aaron Rodgers' play. Oh, look, this is going to be Mac Jones. Mac Jones was a better quarterback for the Jets than Aaron Rodgers was.
No, the MILF hunter, not Mac Jones, but yeah.
Is that not who it was?
No. Mac Jones is the
Zach Wilson.
New England. Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Sorry.
Yeah, the mom humper. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a boy.
Right, you're up.
Here you go, Rhett.
Well, we all know the Bills are the best, so we got to take the Bills. Dolphins need to win. Cowboys, I always pick them. I'm not sure why. Browns, that's 20 points. That's a lot of points. And Jack's been a dick to me all year, so go Bengals.
Jack.
It's a new year, so he's got lots of time to
All year.
over the last couple of days. Ignorant.
Oh dear.
I think I'm on the Bengals as well, so I don't blame you.
Oh, wow. That's
Unofficially, not for your picks, but you're.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I mean, Burrow's been the best quarterback for what? The latter half of the season?
Mhm.
since week 4, probably. He's been unreal.
He'd be winning the MVP if they were in a playoff spot, I think.
I agree. Boomer.
I'm just looking at those picks. Cowboys 6.5. Do we know what the Commanders are doing?
They've got the division locked, but are they playing for seeding, Jack? That'd be the question.
Yeah, so they have the same record as the Packers. They could fall to the 7th seed if they were to lose, and Green Bay would win.
So they have something to play for.
Cowboys are no good.
Cowboys are fine.
Okay.
And
20 points is 20 points. But I
20
still
points.
I couldn't do it. It still feels like it may not be enough.
that's wild to me.
Plus 20.
Oof. That's the biggest number we've seen all year. I can't recall anything close. Like 17.5, maybe.
Yeah, there's some big
Nuts.
ones this week just because the give a crap meter's gone down, but 20 is
20 is
quite
insane.
a,
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jack. We haven't seen 20 yet this year, have we?
No, I'm trying to think. I took the Ravens a week or two ago. It was
17.
like 17 or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
but definitely not 20.
Holy.
Well, good luck, Retro.
I still can't catch Jack. I didn't put enough picks in.
Savvy.
We'll call it a tie. We'll just split it right down the middle. These are my picks.
Oh,
The Lions at home against the Vikings. It matters
sure
because the loser of this game, tumbles to the 5 seed. And you're on the road as a wild card team. It's
Jeez.
not ideal. I like the Lions. I like their coach. Give me the Lions -3. As mentioned, the 49ers, they're just waiting for this to be over. Another guy who has something to play for is Kyler Murray. I don't know if it was on that graphic, but he's got some bonuses in there as well. Give me the Cards -4.5. And the Chargers, like the Chargers a lot, just in general. Their defense has been pretty good outside of a couple weeks ago or whatever it was. And the Raiders are just, they're garbage. -4.5 for the Chargers. Playoff team, want to be right. Harbaugh, going to have them going. They win by 5 or more.
And they're playing for seeding. Depending on what
Yep.
happens with Pittsburgh and Denver and other teams, there's a reason for them to try.
Yeah.
Montreal. All right. I got picks as well, friends. I'm going the opposite of you, Dean, with the game of the year, as Jack was suggesting. I think Minnesota and Detroit are both phenomenal. I'm just going to take the points. I think it's a thriller. We'll see who makes the kick at the end is kind of my feel on this one. I like the Bengals getting 2 points. They've been awesome. Steelers, 3 losses in a row have not helped with the confidence, as the Jack Ometer would illustrate. And I literally wrote down Cleveland +20 Lowell because we haven't seen that number.
You almost have to, right?
It's insane.
You just have to. It's 20 points. If there's the missed extra point or a missed field goal or whatever on the other side, well, okay, so you lose by 18.
And this is the first game on Saturday, which is crucial to note because what happens to Baltimore and Pittsburgh will affect other teams.
That's right.
They both play on Saturday, but Baltimore's the first game out of the chute, and they are playing for seeding, Jack.
Yes. If they were to lose and Pittsburgh was to win, Pittsburgh would win the division.
So there's something to play for Baltimore. It's either go on the road or stay.
They don't have to win by 20 to have that victory.
Yeah,
got
I'm with
so
you, and that's why I'm
much
taking the 20. It's also just a
Oh.
hilarious number. That seems like something you.
Yeah, it's almost two. You
college
almost have
football,
to.
so I'm just
Now the question is, now for the Steelers, 4 straight losses going into the playoffs. Jack, is Tomlin going to lose 4 in a row?
It seems that way, Dean. It's really trending that way. Like
I thought they were. I thought they were a 9-8 team, and I was getting berated by them. It turns out they're probably a 10-17.
10-17. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answers. Their defense has been horrible. Their offense has also been horrible.
Who do you want them to play?
Houston. They need that's what they need to win this and play Houston. That's the only chance they have. And then they'll get blown out in the second round. So will it really matter? I don't know.
Jack,
the confidence is so low.
He was on the
your
moon
jacket.
like a month
I
ago.
got a Steelers jacket.
I did.
Come on.
I mean, this Bengals defense is really bad. We saw them earlier in the year. And we put up 40. So I don't know.
What if
we get that group? I don't know.
What if these 3 consecutive losses happened earlier in the season? You're on like a 4-game winning streak right now. Your tone would be totally different, even though the record would be the same.
That's why the Jack Homer is so amazing.
It
That's
is.
why we
Totally.
invented it.
Yeah, I mean, it was the worst part of the schedule right at the end of the year.
They played powder puffs the first 2/3 of the year, boys.
Yeah, they did.
That said, I think we all probably agree that it does not look good this week. Not holding my breath going into round 1. Great year though, Jack. Right?
Congrats on your picks, Jack.
Go Pens.
Bet365, world's largest sports betting platform. Use the promo code NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Go Pens.
Go Pens. That's right. Who you said are mid. So the Steelers are going to get bombed out in round 1 and the Penguins are mid again.
Yeah, Penguins are just missing the playoffs.
So what's going to happen here if the Penguins do tail off and then the football season's done? Like, what do you do with yourself?
Well, Pirates will be at spring training. Crack of the bat, baby. Pitchers and catchers reporting soon.
Paul Skeens, or is that who it is?
Yeah. These Flames games. I don't know.
Yeah, how many more years till Skeens is gone?
What's he? Was that his rookie years? I don't really know. What's the rookie deal in baseball?
Well, they've probably got 5 to 6 years of team control. So
yeah. Then after that, he's gone. Yeah, he's a Yankee.
Penguins and Panthers tonight, Jack. It's plus 175 for the mid Penguins to beat the defending champs.
Oh, I like that.
Bet 365.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Another thing, just as we kind of bring it to a close, told you about the hearing loss and all this. You know, we joke, your New Year's resolution. Maybe we talk about this. Maybe you're like us, guys, getting older, a little more gray. Maybe you're having to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night more than once. It's like, geez, what's
going on here?
Don't remember. I never had to do this before. I made sure I didn't have a bunch of fluids before I went to bed. Now I'm having to get up and pee, or maybe if, it's like, gosh, put the kids to bed. We got a little time here. Damn it. Doesn't need to be that way, my friends. The Mod Medical Clinic. They are here to help guys like you and me and us. BeAroused.ca is the website. It's about education. It's about getting rid of all the, I can't talk about this. Oh, it's kind of embarrassing. I'm not going to talk about it. No, how about we all talk about it? And is that working for you? I'll try that. And that could work for you. And it works for me. And then all of a sudden everybody's doing a whole lot better. The blue pill, that's one thing. How about we solve the problem? A non-medication approach. They have ViaSure, works on muscle function, breaks down scar tissue, reforms blood vessels. No pain, no downtime, covered under extended health benefits. Why wouldn't you? It just makes perfect sense. Combined with pelvic floor physiotherapy. That's my thing. 2025.
Pelvic floor.
My pelvic floor, man. It's pumped.
Pelvic floor.
It is pumped about 2025 because it's going to get a lot of attention. You're damn right. Helps with incontinence, sexual performance, hip and lower back pain. Just the overall stabilization and stability of your core. Helps with your mobility. You're less stiff. And of course, there's some other things that come with it, like in the bedroom. Everything's working better. At the Mod Medical Clinic, they're professionals. They're experts in this. And yeah, we get kind of we're shy about it. We don't want to talk about it. Why not let the experts help you out? BeAroused.ca. Give them a visit. Book a consultation, find out more. That's why they're here. They're just waiting for you. They're waiting for you. Pelvic floor. Like a t-shirt made up.
Sit on that Msala chair. 10,000 Kegels. Let's go.
That's yeah. You know,
it's a lot of Kegels, more than you can do.
So is it like doing it as you're sitting in there, or does it do something else to kind of mimic the production you would get out of these Kegels?
Making your muscles twitch, buddy.
Whoa.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
Let's you know what? All together now. Let's do 10 as a group. Ready? Go.
20.
9.
Speed demon.
20.
Wow. Retro.
Your sphincter's in great shape. That's incredibly quick. You may not need the what chair?
I'll let the experts decide.
You let the experts decide.
Yeah, don't need to tell you less about it. You just go to beerhouse.ca, go to the Mod Medical Clinic, talk to them.
That'd be a thing too, right? Do it on the down low, and then you come home with 1 million Kegels under your belt. Hey, babe.
Hello.
You got 10 minute leg. Whoa. That's right.
2025.
My pelvic floor is in top shape. Top shelf. Top shelf. So next week everything's just kind of New Year's over, no more short weeks. It's all just kind of
pretty soon we'll all be depressed, need some vitamin D.
Yeah. When's the Monday? So Monday is when everybody fires their NFL coach.
I think it's Jan 20th. That's the miserable, sad Monday.
Yeah.
It's probably when you get your credit card bill and it's dark and cold.
Yeah. So NFL coaches get gunned this coming Monday, and then the one after that or something is the credit card bill.
Or the next couple. And it's, and then you're looking, oh, yeah, well, there's that holiday coming up. And, oh, yeah, kids are in school for another 6 months. Shit.
And I got bullied out of my February trip to Chicago. Peer pressure. Buckled into that.
You have free will, Dean. You are not a pawn in someone else's game. You do what you want.
No, I couldn't.
That bad boy if you want.
Couldn't do it. Plus the Four Nations face-off.
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
we got that coming up.
We got that to look forward to.
Right? That'll be good.
In a weird way, this might actually help with that because Canada, there'll be a lot of eyes all of a sudden saying, like, what the hell's going on here?
Flames are in a playoff chase.
Crazy.
Some proverbial 4-pointers out there.
Oh,
hey, some big swing games coming up. Oh, man. 2025. It's going to be a big one, boys.
I'm excited.
Rhett looks excited.
Yeah.
He's exhausted. I'm hungry.
Yeah, kind of hungry.
Push the button.
Jack?
No, we got super chats we got to get to.
Oh,
let's go to the super chats. If you are watching on the YouTube, you go into the comments, you can do a little super chat. It means a little cash donation. We then take it and spin it off directly to the Youth Centers of Calgary.
Oh,
kids, helping out the kids. There's Scott Kerr with a $2. $2. He says it's for Pinder to buy shrooms for the kids.
That's not how it works, Scott, but thank you for your donation to the Youth Centers of Calgary.
Maybe it's on me. Mixed messages there. I said it's for the kids. It's not for buying shrooms.
Now, maybe they have a garden at one of the centers and they're growing some stuff in the spring, but I don't know that that's what Scott was getting at.
Like I could see how maybe it was confusing because it was all kind of, verbal clutter there and threw it all together. But no. Again, Scott, it's not for Pinder. It's not for Pinder to buy shrooms.
No.
It's for the kids. Some period. It's for the kids. That's how that works. Yeah. Mitchell, Huberdeau is a bargain. He's got one more point than Petey. Can you donate this to Hockey Canada for their stellar performance this year?
$6.99.
We've kind of $6.99. We've kind of partnered up with the youth centers. I don't know that the $6.99, although generous, would do a whole lot for Hockey Canada.
I feel like they don't need our money. They
already have
used all those slush funds they were hiding for decades rather than take money from the kids. Oh, did they do that? Yeah, they did. Oh, shoot.
Imagine if you had that. like, you know how they've ripped the Leafs all these years for, you got Matthews and Marner, these guys are making too much money. You got Draisaitl and McDavid, you got Pettersson and Huberdeau. Got 23 million tied up, and it would not be good.
Pettersson's 26. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. You think so?
Absolutely. I don't know what happened to Tocchet. I mean, Dregs makes the best point there. It's not a good player-coach fit. The way that Rick Tocchet plays is maybe the furthest thing from Elias Pettersson.
Will it happen in Vancouver, I guess, is the thing.
And that's the thing, because they love Tocchet, but one guy's got a boat anchor tied to him. If Elias Pettersson doesn't want to leave Vancouver, he doesn't leave. It's that simple.
Yeah. I'm not sure he'd be all that upset about it.
I think he's ready to leave.
I have no idea. I think he'd like someone else to leave Vancouver, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Doesn't want to leave. He's a heart and souler.
Yeah. 20 goals.
What the hell is wrong with you, you sick bastard?
Close.
You want me to press the button?
Mm-hmm.
I shit my pants last night.
Is that the one you're talking about?
I like that one.
See you, buddies.